My name is Diego, and I was there when Ava's story changed forever. It was a crisp autumn morning on October 15th, 2021, at a quaint cafe in the heart of our small town. As she sat across from her ex-husband, a conversation that should have been mundane turned electric. Ava, with her vibrant spirit, was ready to confront the past. She stood tall, her heart racing with a mix of determination and trepidation. She smiled, but there was a flicker of vulnerability in her eyes, a sign that the weight of betrayal still lingered. The rich aroma of morning coffee wafted through the air, mingling with the sweet notes of freshly baked pastries, while the cheerful chirping of birds outside only intensified the tension inside. Yet she smiled but trembled, caught between past wounds and future hopes. How can blood turn to poison like this? What nobody knew was that this encounter would lead to a revelation that would shatter everything she thought she knew about love and loyalty. As I sat there, I couldn't help but think about how much we had all witnessed: traded mothers, broken families, and the weight of choices that felt insurmountable. Ava was about to unearth secrets that would not only redefine her relationship with her ex-husband, but also force her to confront the painful truths about her own mother's sacrifices and betrayals. The air was thick with unspoken words, and it was clear that this meeting would be a turning point, not just for her, but for all of us who had ever felt the sting of lost trust. Ava's world was painted in vibrant hues, each stroke of her brush a testament to her passion and dedication. Every Saturday, she set up her easel at the bustling local market, where the scent of fresh grass mingled with the sweet aroma of apple pie wafting from nearby stalls. The chatter of families, the laughter of children, and the soft sound of wind chimes created a symphony of life that filled her heart with joy. This was her normal, her sanctuary. As she arranged her canvases, Ava marveled at the diversity of the community surrounding her. Each person seemed to carry a story, a legacy passed down through generations, and she was proud to be a part of it. Today, however, was more than just a market day. It was a family gathering that promised warmth and nostalgia. Her mother, Maria, had always been the glue that held their family together, sharing tales of their ancestors that echoed the importance of love and connection over material wealth. "Can you believe the stories Grandma used to tell?" Ava asked Olivia, her confidant, as they stood side by side, preparing for the event. Olivia smiled knowingly, her eyes twinkling with memories of shared laughter and familial bonds. "Absolutely. Those stories remind us of what truly matters," Olivia replied. "Family is everything." Later that afternoon, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden glow through the living room windows, Ava felt a deep sense of contentment. The air was thick with the delicious scent of homemade apple pie cooling on the counter, a traditional favorite that had been passed down through the generations. She could almost hear her mother's voice, recounting tales of love that triumphed over adversity, emphasizing the need to cherish family ties above all else. Gathered around the table, Ava's heart swelled as she listened to her mother weave stories of their lineage. "In our family, love is more valuable than gold," Maria declared, her voice steady and warm. "We must never forget that." Ava nodded, feeling a sense of pride wash over her. Yet, in the back of her mind, a nagging thought lingered. Cultural reflection. In the living room, it hurt like betrayal. Her brother, Brian, often scoffed at their mother's teachings, his jealousy of Ava's unwavering devotion to family simmering just below the surface. As the gathering continued, laughter and light-hearted banter filled the room. Ava caught Brian's eye, and for a fleeting moment, she thought she saw a flicker of resentment. "Why don't you ever take anything seriously, Brian?" she asked, trying to bridge the gap that had grown between them. "Because it's all just stories, Ava. You live in a fairy tale," he retorted, his voice laced with disdain. "The real world is about money and power, not family." Ava's heart sank at his words. "I can't believe this," she whispered, feeling the weight of betrayal begin to settle in. "Then maybe you should wake up," Brian shot back, dismissing her with a wave of his hand. That moment in the living room changed everything. The warmth that had enveloped her began to dissipate, replaced by an unsettling chill. Ava glanced around the room, her gaze landing on her mother, who remained blissfully unaware of the tension brewing between her children. Later that evening, as the stars twinkled in the night sky, Ava found herself alone in her studio, surrounded by half-finished canvases and the memories of the day. The smell of apple pie lingered in the air, but instead of comfort, it brought painful memories of how easily love could be overshadowed by greed. Thoughts raced through her mind, and Ava felt a pang of regret. What if Brian's attitude was contagious? What if the love they had cherished would one day crumble under the weight of ambition and desire? She shook her head, trying to dispel the darkness creeping into her heart. "Love is everything," she whispered to herself, seeking solace in the one truth she held dear. Yet, deep down, she couldn't shake the feeling that this family gathering had marked the beginning of something she never expected. As she dipped her brush into a fresh palette, a sudden wave of despair washed over her. Reflection: the betrayal would come from the most unexpected place. She couldn't help but feel that her world, painted with the vibrant colors of love and family, was about to be overshadowed by a storm she couldn't foresee. In the silence of her studio, Ava prepared to confront the reality that would shatter her world and rewrite the very essence of what she believed. The colors around her began to blur as she braced herself for the inevitable unraveling of her once harmonious life. Ava gazed out the window. "What a beautiful day," she whispered. Nathan noticed her distant look. "You seem lost in thought." She turned to him, forcing a smile. "I guess I'm just reflecting on everything that happened at the market." The soft hum of a breeze danced through the open window, carrying the sweet scent of blooming lilacs from the garden outside. Nathan leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. "You know, it's okay to feel conflicted. Family dynamics can be complicated." His voice was steady, a comforting presence in her turbulent sea of emotions. "Complicated feels like an understatement," Ava sighed, rubbing her temples. "I want to hold on to our family's values, but it feels like Brian is trying to pull us into something darker." Nathan stepped closer, concern etched on his face. "Have you talked to him about it? Maybe he just needs to understand the importance of those stories." "I tried," she replied, her voice shaking slightly. "But he's so entrenched in his views. It's like talking to a brick wall." She glanced at her unfinished canvas, a swirl of colors that reflected her inner turmoil. What if he's right? What if our family ties aren't enough to withstand the pressures of the world? "Hey," Nathan said softly, tilting her chin to meet his gaze. "You know what your mom always says. Love conquers all. It's not about choosing between family and ambition. It's about finding balance. You have that balance in your art." Ava felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. But the shadows of doubt lingered. "I just wish I could protect our family from itself," she murmured, her heart heavy. The wind chimes outside tinkled softly, a melodic reminder of happier times. "Maybe you can," Nathan suggested, his voice brightening. "Why not host a family art night? A way to bring everyone together again. You could share those stories through your paintings." Ava considered the idea, her spirits lifting at the thought of uniting her family in creativity. "You might be onto something," she said, a smile breaking through her worry. "Let's make it happen." Ava stood in the kitchen, the scent of fresh coffee wafting through the air, mingling with the earthy aroma of the grass freshly cut outside. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her nerves. The morning light spilled through the window, illuminating the cluttered table where family photos jostled for space with bills and mail. It was a typical Saturday, but today felt different. Something was brewing. And it wasn't just the coffee. The chime of the wind chimes outside seemed to echo her anxiety as Brian burst through the door, his expression tight. "Ava, have you seen Leo? He needs to talk to you." Ava frowned, stirring her coffee absent-mindedly. "What's going on?" He wants to discuss selling the house, Brian said, the words slipping out like they were coated in venom. You know how Dad left us with nothing but this place, right? It's time to let go. Ava's heart sank at the thought. Oh my God, are you serious? This house is our history, our home. It's where we built our lives. Brian shrugged, dismissing her. What good is history if we're broke? You've got to be realistic, Ava. As if on cue, Leo walked in, his confidence palpable. He had that charming smile, the one that had always won people over, but today it felt more like a mask. Mom, we need to talk, he said, taking a seat at the table, his posture relaxed but his eyes betraying a hint of urgency. Preserve the original language of the text, crossing her arms. What's this about selling the house, Leo? I can't believe you'd even consider it. Leo's expression hardened. Mom, listen, I've been thinking about investments. This house is just sitting here and we're struggling. We could make a lot of money if we sold it. Struggling? Ava echoed, disbelief coloring her voice. You think this is about money? This house is a symbol of our family's love. It's where your father and I raised you, where you took your first steps. Yeah, and look where that's gotten us, Leo snapped, frustration creeping into his tone. We can't afford to live in the past anymore. Ava could feel the heat rising in her chest. You think selling our home is the solution? What about the memories, the laughter, the love? Leo leaned back, shrugging nonchalantly. Love doesn't pay the bills, Mom. You have to be realistic. I want a future, and this house is holding us back. Brian jumped in, eager to agree. She's right, Ava. You can't hold on to this forever. It's time to face facts. Ava felt the room spin. The wind chimes outside seemed to mock her turmoil. She could hardly breathe, her heart pounding in her chest. You're my son. You should care about our family's history. How can you betray me like this? Mom, it's not betrayal, it's business. You just don't understand, Leo replied, his words cutting deeper than she expected. Ava's eyes burned with unshed tears. I can't believe this is happening. I gave everything for you, and you're willing to trade that for money? This isn't about you, Leo said, his tone now devoid of warmth. It's about my future, and if you can't see that, then maybe you're the one who's being selfish. The sting of his words hit her like a slap. Ava looked at her son, the boy she had raised with so much love, and felt the distance between them widen. Leo, I thought we were a team. I thought you would understand that family means more than money, she said, her voice trembling. He sighed, a mix of exasperation and indifference. Mom, I just want what's best for me. I can't keep living in this dream you've created. Ava shook her head in disbelief. This is not just a dream, it's our life. You're throwing it away for a chance at something that might not even happen. As the silence grew heavy, Brian piped up. You're being unreasonable, Ava. Think about it logically. Ava felt her world crashing down around her. You're both missing the point. This house isn't just walls and a roof, it's our legacy. But as Leo's eyes hardened, she realized that her pleas were falling on deaf ears. He had already made up his mind. Mom, I need to do this, he stated flatly, as if all love had been stripped away from the conversation. I can't keep living in the past. I'm doing what I have to do. Ava felt a pang of despair wash over her. Reflection. That moment in the kitchen changed everything. Leo, please, she said softly, her voice cracking. Don't do this. I need you to understand how much this means to me. Instead, Leo stood up, his chair scraping against the floor in a harsh sound that reverberated through her heart. I'm sorry, Mom, I really am, but I'm not changing my mind. As he left, the door closing behind him felt like a finality that Ava couldn't bear. The wind chimes outside chimed again, but their sound felt hollow now. She was left standing in the kitchen, surrounded by the remnants of a love that felt like it was slipping away, traded for something as ephemeral as money. The rain drummed softly against the windows, the familiar scent of wet pavement wafting through the living room as Ava set down her coffee mug. She had hoped today would be different, that maybe Leo would listen to her, but deep down, she felt a tightening in her chest. Her heart sank as she prepared for the confrontation. The distant hum of traffic outside seeming to mirror the tension building within her. "Leo, we need to talk," she said, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions swirling inside. She could see the flicker of annoyance cross his face, as if her words were an interruption to his grand plans. "What's there to talk about? I've made my decision," Leo replied, crossing his arms defensively. He leaned back against the couch, an air of arrogance surrounding him that made Ava's blood boil. "Please, just hear me out," Ava urged, desperation creeping into her voice. "This isn't just about the house. Think about how this will affect our family. Selling it, it's like selling our memories." "Memories don't pay the bills, Ava," Leo said dismissively, his tone sharp. "I have a buyer lined up. This is a smart investment. Why can't you see that?" Ava felt the weight of his words press down on her. "Oh my God, Leo, you're prioritizing money over our family. How can you not see how selfish this is?" He rolled his eyes, a smirk playing on his lips. "You're being naive. This could change everything for us. You're too attached to this place." In that moment, Ava's resolve hardened. "You've always been obsessed with wealth and status. What about the sacrifices I made? All those years of hard work and love? You can't just throw it all away for a quick buck." The tension in the room thickened, and for a brief moment, it felt like time stood still. The raindrops raced down the glass, as if urging her on, as if the universe itself was in her corner. "This is our home, Leo. It's where we built our lives, where Leo grew up." "His name is Brian, Ava," Leo snapped, and the sudden correction stung more than she expected. "And he's ready to move on. If you can't accept that, maybe you're the one who needs to reconsider." Ava's heart raced, the pain in her chest sharp and unyielding. She glanced at the family pictures on the mantel. Memories that felt like a lifetime ago. "You're breaking our family apart, Leo. You need to think about what you're doing." "Enough," Leo shot back, his voice booming. "I'm not going to let your sentimental nonsense hold me back. This is happening, whether you like it or not." The door creaked open, and Brian walked in, his expression a mix of curiosity and concern. "What's going on?" he asked, sensing the tension in the room. "Just a discussion about the house," Leo said, his tone casual, but Ava could hear the undercurrent of disdain. "I can't believe this," Brian chimed in, his voice low. "You're seriously considering selling it? Mom, you can't let him do this." "See?" Leo pointed at Brian, his voice dripping with condescension. "Even your own son knows it's time to move on." Ava's heart sank deeper at his words, the betrayal of her son's indifference cutting through her. "Brian, you don't understand. This isn't just a house. It's where we all grew up. It's where your sister learned to ride a bike, where we celebrated birthdays." "Mom, it's just a building," Brian replied, his voice tinged with anger. "You're acting like it's the end of the world." Cultural reflection. In the living room, it hurt like hope. "Do you really think that?" Ava asked, her voice trembling with emotion. "You're both missing the point. This house represents everything we are. It's our history. You're willing to trade that for some quick cash?" "Mom, let's be real," Brian said, frustration seeping into his tone. "You're holding on to the past. If Leo sees a better opportunity, why not take it? You're just afraid of change." "Change?" Ava echoed, incredulity rising within her. "This isn't change. This is betrayal. You're both choosing money over family. I can't believe this is happening." As the weight of her words hung in the air, she felt a flicker of hope, but it was quickly extinguished by Leo's next words. "I've already secured a buyer." "This is happening, and you need to accept it." Ava's breath caught in her throat. "What? You can't be serious," she shouted, disbelief flooding her senses. "You went behind my back?" Leo shrugged, a nonchalant smile playing on his lips. You were too busy living in your fairy tale to see the reality. The house is sold." In that moment, the walls of the living room felt like they were closing in on her, the rain outside now a distant echo. The sound of her heart breaking was louder than the storm. "Oh my God," Ava whispered, feeling the finality of his words settle over her like a dark cloud. "You've traded our family's love for money, and I don't know if I can ever forgive you for this." A silence fell, thick and suffocating, as the impact of his betrayal settled into the very core of her being. "I can't believe you did this," Ava exclaimed. Nathan tried to explain, but words failed him. The sun streamed into the living room, illuminating the dust motes dancing lazily in the air. Preserve the original language of the text. The smell of morning coffee wafting from the kitchen, mingling with the faint echoes of birds chirping outside. It was a day like any other, until it wasn't. Her heart raced as she replayed the conversation with Leo in her mind. There was something unsettling about his insistence on the sale, something that clawed at her gut. "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening," she murmured to herself, gripping the armrest of the couch. The weight of her decisions pressed down on her. Was she really about to sell the house she had poured her soul into? The memories of her son playing in the backyard, of family gatherings filled with laughter and love, flooded her mind. As if on cue, Brian strolled into the room, his presence as unsettling as ever. "You're still thinking about this?" he scoffed, crossing his arms. "You know it's the best thing for you. Time to move on." Ava shot him a glare, a mixture of frustration and hurt brewing within her. "You don't understand. Brian, this house holds everything. It's not just bricks and mortar, it's our history." "History? You mean the history of you clinging to our mother like a leech? Get real, Ava. You've got to let go," he retorted, his voice laced with disdain. It stung more than she cared to admit. The reality was, she had sacrificed everything for her family, only to be met with betrayal from her own son. In that moment, she felt a flicker of hope vanish, replaced by a heavy despair. Cultural reflection. In the living room, it hurt like hope. Just then, Olivia entered, her demeanor calm and steady. "What's going on?" she asked, sensing the tension in the air. "Brian thinks I should sell the house," Ava said, her voice breaking slightly. "He doesn't understand what it means to me." Olivia's eyes softened. "Ava, you have to do what feels right for you, not what others expect. Remember what we talked about? What truly matters in life." Before Ava could respond, the door swung open, and Leo stepped inside, his smile disarming. "Ava, I hope I'm not interrupting, but I wanted to clarify a few things about the sale." As he spoke, Ava's heart sank. "Leo, can we talk privately?" "Of course," he said, but she could sense the underlying tension. She led him to the small dining area, where the sunlight poured in, brightening the room but failing to lift her spirits. "Listen," Leo began, his voice smooth. "The buyer is someone who can truly transform this neighborhood. You'll get a good price, and I promise they have the best intentions." Ava's brow furrowed. "But I've heard things about them. They exploit families in tough situations. How can I trust you?" His expression faltered for a moment, revealing a crack in his polished facade. "Ava, you know me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. This is a chance for a fresh start." "Is it really?" she challenged, her voice rising. "Or is it just another way for you to profit while I lose everything?" Leo took a deep breath, the air thick with tension. "You have to understand, I've been in this business long enough to know how things work. Sometimes, sacrifices have to be made for the greater good." In that instant, something snapped within Ava. "You think you understand sacrifice? You left me and our son for money and status, Leo. You have no idea what it means to truly love someone." The realization hit her like a wave. In her desperate need for approval and stability, she had almost traded her mother's love for the illusion of success. That moment in the living room changed everything. Ava's voice trembled, but there was a newfound strength behind it. "I won't let you manipulate me anymore. I want nothing to do with this sale. I will fight for my family and what we've built." Leo's expression darkened, but Ava stood her ground. The smell of coffee still lingered, but now it felt different, infused with the aroma of determination. Olivia peeked in, a look of concern etched on her face. "Ava, are you okay?" "I'm more than okay," she said, looking at Leo with fierce resolve. "I'm reclaiming my life." Nathan's shadow loomed large in her mind, a reminder of her past mistakes, but she wouldn't let fear dictate her future any longer. "I can't believe I almost let you take that from me," Ava whispered, her heart pounding with renewed hope. "Let's talk about what really matters," Olivia suggested gently, stepping into the light. Ava nodded, her spirit ignited. "Yes, let's, because I'm not going to let love be overshadowed by greed anymore." With that declaration, she felt the weight of betrayal begin to lift, replaced by the promise of healing and the strength of true family bonds. "I can't believe this," Ava whispered in disbelief. "I can explain everything," Nathan said desperately. The morning sunlight streamed through the living room windows, casting a warm glow on the walls that had witnessed countless family moments. Ava stood in front of her easel, the scent of freshly brewed coffee wafting through the air, mingling with the faint aroma of pancakes sizzling in the kitchen. Birds chirped cheerfully outside, a stark contrast to the heaviness that settled in her heart. She was preparing for a meeting that felt monumental, one that could reshape everything she held dear. "Olivia, can you help me rally everyone for this meeting?" Ava asked, glancing at her friend, who sat cross-legged on the couch, flipping through a stack of Ava's old sketches. "We need to come together as a family, especially if Leo thinks he can just take the house." "Oh my God, Ava, I can't believe he's even considering that," Olivia replied, her voice edged with disbelief. "Your mother loved this home. It's your legacy." Ava nodded, biting her lip. The thought of losing the family home made her heart sink. It was more than just walls and a roof. It was the laughter, the tears, and the memories that echoed through every room. "Exactly. I want to show them what it means to us. I'm going to create a new series of paintings inspired by our family history. Maybe I can raise some funds to support Mom and prove that art has value beyond money." Olivia smiled, her eyes sparkling with encouragement. "That's a brilliant idea. Let's start today." Ava set to work, her brush gliding across the canvas as she poured her heart into each stroke. Images of family gatherings, birthdays, and quiet moments filled her mind, and she translated that onto the canvas. The vibrant colors reflected her love and devotion, each piece a testament to the sacrifices she had made for her family. As the day progressed, Brian arrived, his face a mask of irritation. "Ava, I don't understand why you're making such a big deal out of this," he said, crossing his arms. "Leo is just trying to do what's best for us financially." "Financially?" Ava echoed, her voice rising. "What about emotionally? This house is our mother's sanctuary. We can't let Leo's greed dictate our family's future." Brian rolled his eyes, his jealousy bubbling to the surface. "You've always been so attached to this place. It's just bricks and mortar, Ava. You need to grow up." Ava felt the sting of his words. "It's more than that, Brian. It's where we grew up, where we learned the value of family. Don't you see? If we let Leo take it, we'll be losing a part of ourselves." He scoffed, shaking his head. "You're being dramatic. This is just a house." "No, it's not just a house," Ava shot back, her frustration spilling over. "It's everything we've ever known. I refuse to let it go without a fight." A tense silence filled the room, and for a moment, they both stood still, the air thick with unspoken words. Ava could feel the weight of betrayal in her chest, not just from Leo's intentions, but from Brian's dismissive attitude. "Maybe we should all sit down and discuss this together," Olivia suggested gently, trying to ease the tension. Ava, you need to make your case clear. Show them the paintings. They'll understand your vision. With a reluctant nod, Ava agreed. Fine, let's get everyone here. We'll lay everything on the table. As the family gathered later that evening, Ava could feel the tension in the air. Nathan entered the room, his charm still intact despite the years that had passed since he left. "What's all this fuss about?" he asked, feigning ignorance. "Leo wants to sell the house," Brian said, his voice lacking the emotional weight it deserved. "Oh, I see," Nathan replied, his tone dismissive. "Honestly, it sounds like a good business move. You all need to think practically." "Practically?" Ava said, her voice rising once more. "You left us for money, Nathan. This house isn't just a business move for us, it's our home." Nathan shrugged. "Sometimes sacrifices have to be made for the greater good. You should understand that by now." Ava felt her heart race, the betrayal swirling around her like a storm. "You don't get to come back and lecture us about sacrifice. You chose wealth over family, and now you want to dictate what we should do?" The room fell silent, the weight of her words hanging heavily in the air. Nathan opened his mouth to respond, but the look in Ava's eyes silenced him. The conversation quickly spiraled, with Brian and Nathan defending Leo's plans while Ava and Olivia fought to preserve their family's legacy. Each word felt like a dagger, each argument another crack in the fragile foundation of their family. In the chaos, Ava's mind raced, her thoughts churning. Reflection. That moment in the living room changed everything. She realized that this was not just about a house, it was about the love, loyalty, and memories they had shared. It was about standing together against the forces that sought to tear them apart. As the meeting wore on, a surprising twist emerged. Brian, who had been so vocal against Ava's plans, suddenly stood up. "Wait," he said, his voice shaky but resolute. "Maybe we should consider what Ava is saying. This house means something to all of us, even if I didn't realize it before." Ava's heart raced, caught off guard by her brother's change of heart. "You really mean that?" she asked, her voice trembling with hope. "Yeah," Brian admitted, looking down. "I guess I've been too caught up in my own feelings. I don't want to lose this place either." The room fell silent, the tension shifting as each family member absorbed the gravity of what was at stake. Ava felt a glimmer of hope ignite within her, the possibility of unity flickering in the air. "Let's come together," Ava said, her voice steady and strong. "We can find a way to honor Mom's memory and keep our home. Together, we can make it happen." And as they all looked at one another, a new sense of purpose began to take root in the living room, where love and memories intertwined with the promise of a brighter future. Ava clenched her fists. "I don't want to hear any more excuses." Nathan hung his head. "I'm truly sorry." The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the porch where Ava had set up her paintings. The vibrant colors of the canvases seemed to pulse with the weight of memories, each stroke a testament to the sacrifices Maria had made for her family. The smell of fresh grass mingled with the smoky aroma of a nearby barbecue, but the atmosphere felt heavy, like a storm brewing on the horizon. Ava glanced at Olivia, who stood beside her, a reassuring presence amidst the tension. "Are you ready for this?" Olivia asked, her voice low but steady. Ava nodded, though her heart felt like it was caught in a vice. "I have to do this. They need to see what we've lost." She took a deep breath, the wind chimes tinkling softly in the background, an eerie contrast to her spiraling thoughts. As Nathan arrived, his charming smile did little to ease the tension in her chest. "Hey everyone, what's the occasion?" he called out, his eyes scanning the gathering as if he were oblivious to the storm that had been brewing. "Let's just say we need to have a serious conversation," Ava replied, her tone steady, masking the whirlwind of emotions inside her. Brian appeared next, his expression a mix of disdain and curiosity. "What's all this about, Ava? More of your art nonsense?" he sneered, crossing his arms. Ava felt her heart sink. This isn't nonsense, Brian. These paintings represent our family's journey. They show everything Mom sacrificed for us. She gestured to the canvases, each depicting a moment in their lives, filled with laughter, tears, and love. Brian rolled his eyes. You think that's going to change anything? Leo's already made up his mind about selling the house. No, he hasn't, Ava snapped, frustration boiling over. He hasn't even heard me out yet. We need to confront this as a family. Just then, Leo stepped onto the porch, the air thickening with unspoken tension. What's this about, Ava? He asked, his voice betraying a hint of defensiveness. Ava took a deep breath, her heart racing. I want you to look at these, Leo. She pointed to the paintings, her voice trembling slightly. Each one tells a story. Mom gave everything for us, and now you want to throw that all away for what? Money? Leo's expression shifted, anger flickering beneath the surface. You don't understand. I've worked hard for this. I can't just let it slip away because you want to hold on to some sentimental value. Sentimental? Ava's voice cracked, a wave of hurt washing over her. This isn't just sentiment. It's our history, our home. You're trading that for a quick buck? Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. As she spoke, Leo's facade began to crumble. The confident exterior he had always worn started to slip away, revealing a raw vulnerability. You think it's easy for me? He shouted, his voice breaking. I'm terrified of failing. I feel like I'm never enough for any of you. Ava's heart raced as she processed his words. In that moment, the wind chimes tinkled softly, and she realized the true battle wasn't just about the house. It was about love, acceptance, and the fear that had been festering beneath the surface for too long. Leo, Ava said softly, stepping closer, we're all scared, but tearing each other apart won't fix anything. We need to stand together. Brian scoffed, unable to contain his resentment. And what about you, Ava? Always the perfect daughter, making us look bad. You think you're better than us? Ava felt the sting of his words, but she refused to back down. This isn't about being better or worse. It's about understanding and healing. We've all been hurt, but we can't let that drive us apart. Leo's face flushed with a mix of anger and shame. You think I wanted this? I didn't ask to feel like this. I thought you'd all be proud of me for wanting more. Wanting more isn't a crime, Leo. Olivia interjected, her voice calm yet firm. But at what cost? Is money really worth sacrificing your family? The silence that followed was heavy, and Ava could see the struggle within Leo. In that moment, it wasn't just the house that was at stake, it was the very essence of their family. I just wanted to prove I could be something, Leo finally admitted, tears glistening in his eyes. But I didn't realize I was pushing you all away. Ava felt a pang of empathy for her brother. We all want to feel valued, Leo, but we can't do it at each other's expense. Let's figure this out together. As the wind chimes chimed gently, the atmosphere shifted. The weight of betrayal hung in the air, but a flicker of hope emerged. They were all flawed, all scared, but in that moment, they had a chance to confront their fears and mend the bonds that had frayed over time. Let's talk, Leo finally said, his voice softening. Maybe we can find a way to do this without tearing each other apart. Preserve the original language of relief wash over her. The confrontation had turned from anger to understanding, and perhaps, just perhaps, they could begin to heal the wounds that had festered for too long. In that moment, surrounded by the echoes of their shared history and the promise of a future, Ava knew they had taken the first step toward redemption. Enough! Ava shouted, her voice echoing. Please, let me speak, Nathan pleaded. There's nothing left to say, Ava finalized. The rain began to fall softly, the sound of droplets against the porch creating a soothing rhythm that contrasted sharply with the turmoil in Ava's heart. She held a steaming mug of fresh coffee, its rich aroma filling the air, yet it did little to ease the weight of the world resting on her shoulders. Each sip reminded her of the countless mornings spent nurturing her family, the sacrifices she made that now felt like a distant echo. "Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening," she murmured. Preserve the original language of the text, where distant traffic created a low hum, a constant reminder of life moving on outside her little bubble of grief. Across from her, Olivia sat, her presence a steady anchor. "You've got this, Ava. You're stronger than you think," she encouraged, her voice warm yet firm. But Ava's heart sank at the thought of the family home slipping away, a legacy that was not just bricks and mortar, but filled with laughter, love, and a history that spanned generations. The previous evening had felt surreal. Ava had gathered her family in the living room, the atmosphere thick with tension as they faced Nathan, who had returned not for reconciliation, but with a business proposition cloaked in charm. Brian, ever the jealous brother, had narrowed his eyes at Ava, resentment flickering like a candle flame. "You know selling this place is a mistake," he had said, arms crossed defiantly. "What are you thinking?" "I'm thinking we need to move forward, Brian," Ava had replied, her voice steady despite the storm brewing inside. "This house is a burden now, and we have to let it go." But as Nathan laid out his offer, the flicker of greed danced in Brian's eyes, and Ava had felt a profound sadness for what was happening to her family. The man she had once loved, the father of her child, was no more than a shadow of his former self, driven by wealth and status. "You can't be serious, Ava. This is our chance," Nathan had insisted, his voice smooth as silk, but it only deepened her resolve. Now, on the porch, she felt the strength in her bones stir, a flicker of hope igniting within her. "I've made my decision," Ava said, her voice firm, surprising even herself. "We're not selling. This house is our legacy, and it's time we fought for it." Olivia nodded, a proud smile breaking across her face. "That's the spirit, Ava. You have the talent to make this work. You can support your mother and Brian without sacrificing who you are." With newfound determination, Ava began to plan her art exhibition. The thought of showcasing her work felt invigorating, and she envisioned pieces that told stories of resilience, love, and family. As she painted late into the night, the smell of fresh coffee lingered, mingling with the scent of wet earth from the rain outside. The rain had washed away some of her worries, and she realized that the storm within her had also begun to subside. Weeks later, the exhibition opened to a crowd that far exceeded her expectations. The gallery buzzed with admiration as people connected with her artwork on profound levels. The recognition she received became a lifeline, a way to support her mother and brother without compromising their values. Ava's heart swelled with pride as she realized that the sacrifices she had made were not in vain. They had shaped her into the woman she had become. As she stood amidst the vibrant colors of her paintings, she caught sight of Nathan across the room. He was talking to a wealthy patron. His charming smile still intact, but Ava felt a sense of liberation wash over her. She had chosen love over money, family over betrayal. The ache in her heart had transformed into a quiet strength. Later that evening, as the last guests trickled out, Olivia turned to Ava with a glint of excitement in her eyes. "You did it, Ava! You've turned everything around!" "Yeah," Ava replied, her gaze drifting to the vibrant artwork that now adorned the walls. "But it wasn't just me. We did this together. It's about family, not just a house." Reflecting on the journey, Ava realized that the day she fought for her family's legacy was the day she chose to reclaim her life. The taste of victory was sweet, and she felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. As she stepped back onto the porch, the rain had stopped, leaving a fresh scent of damp pavement that filled the air. In that moment, everything felt right. "I witnessed the day a son traded his mother's love for money and lived to regret every second of it," Ava thought, her heart full of hope. "And you, on your porch, what would you choose, love or greed?" Ava smiled for the first time in days. "Everything will be okay." Nathan nodded. "You're stronger than you know." Ava smiled for the first time in days. Everything will be okay. Olivia nodded. You're stronger than you know. The warmth of her friend's support wrapped around her like a comforting blanket, and for a brief moment, the shadows of doubt began to recede. Let's celebrate, Olivia suggested, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. How about we host a small gathering here, invite some friends and family to share in this victory? Ava considered it, feeling a flutter of excitement at the thought. I like that idea. It's been too long since we've had everyone together. The thought of laughter and love filling the house again brought a smile to her lips. It was just what they needed to remind everyone that family was more than just a roof over their heads. Let's make it a potluck, Olivia said, her mind already racing with ideas. Everyone can bring a dish. We'll have music, games, maybe even a little toast to the future. Ava nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude for her friend's unwavering support. I'll bake my famous chocolate cake. It's bound to bring everyone together. She could almost taste the rich, velvety chocolate melting in her mouth, a sweet reminder of good times past. As they discussed details, Ava's thoughts wandered to her brother, Brian. She hoped he would come around, that he'd see the love that enveloped their home, the memories that were worth fighting for. The tension between them had been thick, like a storm cloud hanging overhead. Do you think Brian will join us? She asked, her voice laced with uncertainty. He will. He just needs a little time to adjust, Olivia reassured her. We'll show him that this place is still a home, no matter what changes. Ava took a deep breath, feeling the cool breeze wafting through the open porch. The wind chimes danced gently, their soft tinkling a soothing melody that calmed her racing thoughts. She leaned against the railing, gazing out at the vibrant colors of the garden. You're right, this house has so much love. No amount of money can replace that. In that moment, as the sun peeked through the clouds, casting golden rays across the yard, Ava felt a renewed sense of purpose. Let's do this, she declared, determination flooding her veins. Let's remind everyone what family truly means.